as I started to say, the hardest thing for me as a manager and a leader is because I can do all the things we've described for the past 5 days. I can do the administration, I can do the books, I can negotiate with the banks, I can do the internet marketing, I can do virtually everything. I can't build websites, I can't write program, and I can't do software development. Although, in my personal judgment, it's not that fucking hard, and people make it sound harder than it is. And I can negotiate, I can get the bankers, I can get the accountants, I can get the lawyers. So all these things, so it's hard. I judge hard on the other people, harder than you. But in your particular case, you're learning these things, and so some of these things that we've gone through the QLA menu, you're going to be better at. The natural fact is that you're going to be drawn to the things that you feel most comfortable with, and the things that you feel most comfortable with are the things that you do better, or at least your perception is you do better. Over the next 12 months, I will ascertain, not even 12 months, in the next two months, I'll ascertain just how good you are at the things you're good at. Some of you are going to be surprised that you're not good at the things you're good at. You think you're at. You've been told by colleagues, your wife, your parents, your friends that you're good at it, but really you suck at it. Because good is defined by effectiveness. Good is defined by results. Good is defined by the fucking money you've made. And based on that, you haven't done dick. People are here for 2 fucking reasons. Desperation or inspiration. That's the only thing that dictates change. You've all got different ways of saying, well, I'm not really desperate, Dan. But, I'm not really desperate, Dan. But, well, that's a load of cock. I'm not sure anybody's inspired here. I'm hoping that you leave here inspired. But everybody needed to be here. From the young kid to the old man. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Some of you came earlier than others. Some of you came later than others. Thank God Emil didn't wait 13 years. He'd be a middle-aged old fucking hag like you showing up here. But the bottom line is, you now have the tools. You can never ever say again, well, I only did the best I could. I did what I was taught. My parents did this and you know better now. Even Shazad. Actually, you know better.
I'm grateful.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. You know better. You can't use that bullshit because you didn't know any better. And we got people here from Germany, America, Russia, come Germany. Where you? Pakistan. Australia, come Indonesia. Sri Lanka, come Australia, or vice versa. I don't remember now. Australia, America, come China. Florida, wherever the fuck that is. Saudi Arabia, come Jordan, right? America, Belgium, Sweden, right? So we got a real potpourri of potential high-performance people. We'll classify you as that. Potential high-performance. Some of you have more success than others. That's great, okay? For the people that have had success and had a few shekels, dinar.
Yeah, let's talk about dinar.
Dinar, rubles, you can make it happen a little easier. Not easy, but a little easier, because you don't have to do like some of the kids here, and I call you all kids, they don't have anything. Now, but the system, and you got to remember this, the system was developed because I had no fucking money. Well, to the extent that $820 is no, but that's close enough to no money for me. And so I had to develop a methodology that worked to be able to, for the perception to be more than I was then. Not in a phony way, not in a lying way, but perception is reality. So I developed a system, and I didn't think, well, I'm going to develop this system. I didn't write it down. I only know that I have a system in retrospect when I look backwards at all I accomplished. But I had to somehow be looked at differently. And it started with perception as reality, how I dressed, and how you'll dress going forward, and who you surround yourself with. I didn't know, show me your friends and I'll show you your future at the time. I didn't know, show me the 5 people that you surround yourself with and I'll show you, who you are. I didn't understand all that on the surface. But I must have understood it subconsciously or sub rosa. I must have, because I took all these actions. I moved to the UK, and even though I left my family, even though I loved them, because I wanted to be around high-performance business people, and I didn't have that in my family. I had high-performance educators, etc., which I've already talked about. But the system is devised for people just like some of you in this room. Just like some of you in this room. Some of you are getting on the QLA bandwagon later than others, but the bottom line is you're getting on. And better late than never. Better late than never. Does everybody understand that? One of the great CEOs of all time, a former CEO of Procter & Gamble, you're going to have this courage to stick with a tough job. This isn't going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But it's going to be easier. I made 3 or 4 or 5 guarantees during the week, and but none of them have said that it's going to be easy. But it will be easier. And to the extent that you implement what you've learned, I don't like to use this toolbox, but you've got a toolbox, and you've got a bunch of tools in it now. Okay? And those tools have been extremely effective. They've created over $50 billion in equity and value for my mentees for 21 years. And I'm only a small portion of that, 450, 500 million. Sounds like a lot of money, but when you compare it to the 50 billion, it's not. And the 50 billion is only the people that I can talk about and use their name. There's a whole bunch more than, as I've told you guys over and over, almost everybody wants to be wealthy, but not everybody wants notoriety. Some of you don't want notoriety. Some of you want to be low profile, under the radar. A lot of the people that I've helped, that have used QLA, want to be under the radar. That's fine. So I talk about the 50 billion because I can talk about those people. And there's countless people on YouTube that have used this to increase their net worths and fulfill their dreams. The bottom line is, you can never say, as I said earlier, I don't know how to do it anymore. Never. As Summer Redstone from Viacom said, follow your instincts, not those of people who see the world differently. Follow your instincts. Your gut instincts for females are normally right 99% of the time. For us guys, we're much less percentage for being able to read our instincts. But follow your instincts. Your instinct was to come here. Some of you are here because of London Real. Thanks, Brian. See you Sunday for dinner. Some of you, we have, amazingly enough, I think we have 3,500 people that have requested seminar information from London Real. 30,500. I think I can be given seminars from now until I'm 80. Considering you just divide this many people into 3,500. That's just one little database. But there's obviously a need. Now, I would have never thought that that database of London Real was my mix. I would have bet $1 million to a penny. You can never underestimate how wrong you can be. What the fuck? I had no idea, So even the hippie-ish people that I would have not thought were interested in changing their life are. And some of you are here today. So, I don't have all the answers. I have more answers than anybody else about how to create wealth, but I certainly don't have all the psychological answers. Otherwise, a lot of you wouldn't be here today. So I'm thankful for that. And of course, Brian through London Rose, and I'm going to thank him. That's why I'm taking him to dinner and he and his lady friend on Sunday. He opened my eyes that I guess I was wearing blinders. I didn't understand how effective the social media could be to put out a message. I.e., I started a podcast. I'm in discussions with a reality show now based on the podcast. I'm in discussions preliminarily about doing a documentary on QLA. All this happened because I was on London Rio and in April on Easter Sunday. And everybody told me, Dan, you don't want to go out on Easter Sunday. You're going heads up with Jesus Christ. I said, I can take Jesus Christ on. Let me at him. But more importantly, I jumped on it like stink on shit. I saw a fucking opportunity and I took it. I didn't think about it. I didn't do a motherfucking spreadsheet. I jumped on it. And it says Easter Sunday, reality show, podcast, documentary. And that's how high performance people do things. They see an opportunity and they take it. As long as it's legal, moral, ethical, and you're not breaking any laws. Shazad. By the way, Shazad is a solicitor of some note. Thank you very much for being here. That's why I keep doing that, because I'm teasing him because he's very British, very English. Whilst he doesn't look too English, he certainly acts very English. And I'm happy he's here. And we poked a little fun at Shazad. And we've had some fun. We've poked fun at everybody just about. But I mean, especially him, because he should be a fucking comedian, is what he should be. You should be a stand-up comic. Forget fucking law. Shit can that profession. You should be a stand-up comic. And I mean, you make a lot more money as a stand-up comic. And especially when you describe, do you talk like this to your wife? Do you talk this way to your kids? And the way he explains it, I mean, had everybody in stitches, laughing. And I said, do you use bad words? Doesn't say so. Well, what kind of bad words? Well, F-U-C-K-I-N-G. And I go, anything else? He says, F-U-C-K-E-R-S. Really? I can't believe it, actually. Anyway, he's funny as hell. He really is. And we, and tonight, what are prayers?
About 7:30 p.m.
Okay, well, we'll see after prayers. Okay. Anyway, so we've had a lot of fun. And there's a lot of good people here. They're all good people. And they've taken the ribbing well. I don't really give a shit if they take it well or not. I don't give a shit, really. So that's not the point. But they take it well, and they've stood up. Because this is just the beginning of what it's going to be like for the next 12 months. And some of you I'm going to beat like a rented mule. Well, I'm going to beat you all like a rented mule. But some of you I'll beat more than others. Because I will do anything to get you across the goal line. If I got to kick you, spit on you, slap you, humiliate you, I'll do whatever. And knowingly, just remember, I'm never going to give up on any of you. The only way that this process stops for the next 12 months is if you give up. That's the only way the process stops. So, when you get tired of the lashing, I don't want you to quit, but I know what works. I know what works. There's no question in my military or civilian mind. So I will continue to push you, as some of the great coaches that I've quoted here. I will get you to do what you don't want to do, that you know you have to do to get what you want out of life. Intellectually, you understand what you want, but emotionally, heretofore, you haven't been able to do it. Before, you used to use the excuse, I don't know. Well, now you can't use the excuse. Whether you from Jordan, Afghanistan, or Mother Russia, this shit works. Are there any closing questions?
Max strategy.
Max, You mean the book?
Yeah.
It's a great book. It's one of the 10 books I have read. It's a little book. I've actually met the author of the Max Strategy. I took him to lunch in Arizona, Tucson, I think he's from, he used to be anyway, many years ago. Interestingly enough, that's not his personality at all. But I mean, it's a great book. And a lot of the authors that have written the good books, I would have loved to have met Napoleon Hill, but I didn't. One of the guys that is a mentor to Peter Sage that was here recently, if I remember correctly, actually met Napoleon Hill. I didn't have that pleasure, but I would have loved to. Any other questions? Okay, guys. Ciao. Peace to your quantum leap in life and business. Thanks.